if you don't know by now, Adrian Hernandez is an entrepreneur through and through, where Michael Zuber, myself, is an employee. We are going to do back-to-back videos about the scary facts of either being an entrepreneur or an employee. This is obviously in October because it is Halloween and all the spookiness going out there. So, Adrian, I want to go first. Talk about the scary thing, the scary facts about being an entrepreneur. What are some
Yeah,
things that come to mind?
your phone ringing during a podcast or Michael Zuber's event.
That's funny.
um, Scary truth, right? In Halloween, scary truth. Most of the time, you're alone and it's dark
Oh,
and it's foggy and it feels like Halloween.
it's every month of the year. It's just you're out there.
Yeah,
It's dark. There's noises. There's shadows. It's not
there
kind of
is.
bright. It's like
If you
it's a
think about it, right? You got
it's a
the
scary
shadows
world.
being,
Yeah,
yeah, your even your self-doubt is a lot of that shadow, right?
for
So
sure.
I think a
Yeah.
lot of us we think about entrepreneurship and it's this glamorous. I can take as much time off as I want, and I can work whenever I want, and my phone doesn't ring. And it's like it's the complete. You are alone. It is a dark road, and it is a long road.
Yeah, that's one of the things when I think about being an entrepreneur is you're paid last.
Yep. Especially as a
You're
business owner.
paid. Yeah, you're paid last.
Yes.
Crazy. Your employees are paid first. Your suppliers are paid. Like, man, is there going to be anything left at the end of the month?
So
That is something
spooky.
I think about. Yeah, pretty
Very
spooky.
spooky, right?
Yeah. What else? What else? What's another? We'll go back and forth. What's another one?
Okay. Well, what about you? What about for on the employee side? What's a
Yeah.
spooky fact?
The spookiest thing for me is being responsible for other people.
Mm.
Right. When I was a leader, second line, first line, I unfortunately had to, fire some people, hire lots of people, but a couple of times recessions, bad businesses, we had to fire some people. Horrible. I couldn't imagine being responsible every week, every 2 weeks, every month for somebody's paycheck. That
Right.
just who I
The
am, that
food
would
on the
eat me
table.
alive. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm looking at my income or cash flow statement and I don't have it. Not how am I going to pay Mary or Sally or Bob? That's like that is what always has personally been my roadblock is I could never think about that. That's why I don't even have virtual assistants. I mean, virtual assistants cost what, $3 an hour, five, whatever it is.
Right.
I'm not even
Right.
signing up for virtual assistants because I don't want that responsibility.
It is a scary responsibility, right? When you really think about it, you're in charge of putting food on someone, the means to
Yeah.
be able for them to put food on the table for them and their family. It's scary.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What's another? We'll go back and forth two or three times.
Yeah. Another one for entrepreneurship. Uh, you don't have a lot of money majority of the time, right? You
You're
don't.
broke.
You're broke 90% of the time, right? Yeah, yes, it's coming in, right? But when you have marketing and expenses and employee costs, right, it's going out just as fast as it's coming in. I think the persona is you have all this money, right? You can do whatever you want. You're financially free, and it takes a long time to get there, much longer
Yeah.
than we think, which is scary.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The next one I think about kind of is that I'm going to call it work-life balance because I'm not really sure what else to call it. Where you're an employee, you can, if you want, kind of check in, check out, right? 8 to 5, 8 to 5, 8 to 5. You don't
Right.
necessarily have to bring baggage home, but I don't know of an entrepreneur who's not always working. Yes, you might be in Mexico or on a cruise ship or whatever, but you're always working. You're always putting out fires. Somebody always is yanking on your chain. Now, there are some personalities that kind of live and love and thrive in that. But as somebody
Right.
who would be exhausted by that, and that you could never escape, you could never put the phone down. Oi, that exhausts me. Again, it's all about that responsibility for others that
Right.
would just, yeah, like you're always the decision maker. It freaks me out.
And to a step forward, if you're not working on the phone, right? If it's not working here, we're working here. right? Like, you know, my wife has to always tell me like, stop. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I see you working right now. Like in your mind working. Can we,
Yeah,
we're here at
you're
the park.
physically here, but you're not here.
Yeah, we're at the park with Kaden. Like, can you not? Right. You know, I'm like, shit, I'm sorry. Right.
You're
So
right, honey. You're right,
it's,
honey.
it's spooky.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
let's do one more.
All right. Last one for that I think for entrepreneurship is that you have to our points, right? Is that you have no free time,
Yeah.
right? There is no free time mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You know, there a majority of the time you are in it, right? And like Zuber said, if that's not your personality, it can be very scary.
Can be very scary. I guess the last thing to point out is I do think in the social media world with folks like Cody Sanchez, Alex Ramosi, Gary Vee, there's a lot of people celebrating the sexiness of being an entrepreneur, whether that's a full-time or a side hustle, all of those things. When you look at the stats around failure, it's not great, right? There's a
Right.
lot more failure than success, and there's a lot more businesses that simply are just break even, right? That are just, barely making it month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year. And yeah, there's competition and the laws change and customer appetite changes and just all of these kind of third party things out there. There's a reason that most small businesses or new businesses fail. And
Right.
there's plenty of reasons for that. So lots of scary reasons to be an entrepreneur. We will switch our next episode to employee and have an equally honest discussion. Go ahead.
I was just gonna throw out a bonus
There you go.
for the spooky of it being Halloween, right?
Mhm.
I don't think a lot of us really understand what all goes into being an entrepreneur. And this is more of a tip for everybody is to go shadow go shadow a high producing entrepreneur, go shadow somebody that has multiple businesses, that has a lot of rentals, and go see what it's like
Yeah.
before getting into it. Like one of the things, just as we're talking and I'm going through this, I'm like, I remember seeing all this, right? I remember the biggest advice I got from Joe D. He's like, go shadow people. He's like, go put yourself to see if that's even what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing it and I'm like, damn, that's scary. Okay, I want it, right?
I
And
love it.
that's
I'm
okay.
comfortable.
Like,
Throw me.
right. And that personality, right? Because we're all built different. So just the tip, guys, go out there, go shadow, go shadow, go figure
Love
out
that.
what that's like before you decide to commit.
I
You
love
may not
that.
like it.
Adrian, how can people find and follow you? Reach out.
Instagram, guys, at Adrian Hernandez. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's go.
Thank you, buddy.